was their job, 9 to 5 and getting drained. They settle for second best, scared to risk what the future might bring.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a weekly vlog. I have not done one of these in a while. Actually, that's a lie. I have done these quite a few times. I just don't post them. And it's just because I am lazy and I forget to film. So then I have not a weekly vlog. I have like a sporadic when I remember vlog, not nearly as good. So we're gonna try again for another weekly vlog. It is Monday. Probably just gonna do a work week in my life because the weekends I don't think it's gonna work. So, but all that to say, it is Monday. It is 5:15 in the afternoon. I just got back from work. About to have some dinner in a little bit, and then bedtime, bath time, normal afternoon things when you have kids. Then I'm going to do some reading. That's what I wanted to talk about now. So I am currently not reading my physical TBR. I am also not reading my July TBR. I have diverted for the last several books and I'm back on my Kindle era. So I'm currently reading on my Kindle Madness, which is book 6 of the Lord series. This is Hayden's book, and I've got to say I have really enjoyed all of the Lord series with the exception of Colton's book. Really didn't see the point of having that book. I don't feel like it really filled in any gaps really in the overarching like plot, and it was just like a little novella that was only like 200 pages, and it wasn't even on a main Lord character. It was a little side character, so I didn't really care for the Colton novella. Other than that, I've really liked all of the books in the Lord series. So I will say this is the one. So Carnage, which was the previous book, which was Saint's book, and then Madness, which is the book I'm reading obviously, and this is Hayden's book. Those were the two that I was most excited to read, and I think there is another book that's going to be coming out. It has not been released yet, and I think it's Cash's book, which I am also really excited to read because the Spade brothers, I love them. So really so far enjoying Hayden's book. I knew I would, and I have a feeling honestly Hayden's probably gonna be my favorite character of the whole series. It's probably gonna be Hayden, then Saint, then I'm gonna ignore Cash because I don't know if that's his next book or not, but I think after Saint is probably gonna be Tyson, and then honestly I don't remember. I need to reread Sin's book, which is book 2, and Riot's book. I do remember a little bit of it, but it's been so long ago. But they're kind of tied. Sin and Riot, I feel, are kind of tied. But my top 3 are going to be probably Hayden, then Saint, then Tyson. I'm so excited. So I think I'm only like 10% into this book. 15%. I'm 15% into this book, and I'm really enjoying it. So if you have not read the Lord series, it's a dark romance. It has a lot of trigger warnings that if you can't get through the first book with the trigger warnings, you're probably not going to get through any of the other books. They are an overarching theme of men being very powerful. Women have to be submissive and basically are there to do whatever the men say. They have no life. They can be passed around. It's whatever the men have for their chosen or their lady, like that's it for them, like that's their person. They can do whatever they want to. She cannot. She has no power, nothing like that. It's very spicy also. I'm going to be reading this hopefully by the end of this week. I will be finishing this, and I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing my August TBR, and I have a book that I have been really excited to read, but also very very apprehensive to read it because I'm afraid that I'm not going to like it because it is hyped so much and everyone adores it, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to, but I'm going to read that in August, and I'm so excited since this will be wrapping up my Lord series. Since the next book's not out, this is the perfect time. As soon as this book is done, I'm going to jump right into that other book, and I will be talking about that later once I get to that part. But I am really excited, but also very nervous for my next read. So I'm going to cut it here. I only have like 2 minutes left on my SD card. No idea why. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And then we're going to do some reading. So excited.
All right. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yay. And it is 6:50 a.m. I am on my way into work and I am miserable because I only got like 5 hours of sleep. I stayed up reading and I shouldn't have. I am adoring Hayden in Madness. Like, that book is, I love Hayden so much. I love him so much. But I feel like I've been reading that book forever and I'm only at 28%. I only got through to 28% yesterday. I did look though. I think his book is like 700 something pages though. So it makes sense maybe that I feel like I've not made that much headway into his book, even though I've been reading it for like 3 days now. I've been reading it for 3 days and I haven't really made a lot of headway into it, but I think because it's so big and because I had stuff going on over the weekend, that's why I haven't really made a lot of progress, although, you know, it's still a lot of progress considering it's a 700 and something page book. Any reading is better than no reading. All that to be said, stayed up last night until like midnight reading and then I had to get up at 5 a.m. But today I work until 5. It is my 10-hour day. But that's all I have for this morning. I won't be able to do a check-in during the day because I can't at my office. But maybe the next time you see me will be tonight when I'm sitting in my couch again and reading some more Madness, which I am super excited to get more into. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this drive, listen to my music, and get ready for this long, exhausting day.
It is 10:04. I'm on my other little gimbal Osmo Pocket 3. So it does move a little bit. I'm sorry if that's annoying to some people. I like it though. But it is 10:04 p.m. I have everybody in bed now, and now I'm going to do some reading. But I'm so excited because I TikTok influenced me, and I bought this like red light mask. And I tried to wear it yesterday and I ran out of my battery. So I charged it last night. It is ready to go now. So I'm going to read my book while I get some red light. I don't know if this works. It does anything to all of my wonderful wrinkles, but it's a nice little self-care addition to my routine. So I'm going to do that now, do some reading, and then go to bed in about an hour and a half so I can go to work tomorrow. So time for my mask. I don't know if my thing is going to even recognize I'm wearing a face right now. So we're going to see if it tracks my face. Funny if it doesn't.
I hold my breath, waiting for someone to knock at my door, telling me
It is Wednesday night. It's 10 o'clock at night, and finally able to sit down and do a check-in. And I'm really excited about today. So I'm still reading on my Kindle, still reading Madness. I'm at 57% through this book, and it's going so well. I'm a little concerned because today at work on one of my breaks, I was on TikTok just kind of flipping through, killing some time, and I saw a voice, I guess it was from the audiobook, but it was like a snippet of narrator speaking a piece of Hayden's parts. What he was saying in that clip makes me concerned because I'm afraid something is going to happen that I don't want to happen. Like the tone of his, like what he was saying, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but I think what he was saying is something that I don't want to happen. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I'm just like thinking too much into it, but I am concerned. So I am excited to get through the story. Things are kind of unfolding just like all the other Lord series. You like hear, you know, you find out some pieces of information and then you get a new person that you don't know who it is, but somehow they're involved, and it slowly it becomes unraveling, and it's so entertaining. So Madness, going well. Still love Hayden. Love him so much. He is definitely, I think, one of my favorites of the series. So that's going well. But then also what I'm super excited about is I decided this morning on the way into work that I needed an audiobook. I had been listening to audiobooks religiously over the last like a month and a half. Basically, as soon as the audiobook was done, I found another audiobook, immediately picked it up, and I always had that going on in the background. Sometimes I would listen to it at work, like during lunch and things like that. But I haven't had an audiobook in several weeks. I think in the month of July, I've only listened to one book, and so I needed an audiobook. And I was going through my Audible account, my library, and I saw and I remembered that I had purchased previously Project Hail Mary, and I was looking and it's only like 17 hours. It was either between that or Crescent City, but Crescent City is like 27 hours. And because it's a fantasy book, I feel like I need to do like the immersive reading, at least to start with that book. So I need to listen to the book and also read it just so I can kind of understand the world, the story, the characters, all of that beginning kind of introductory pieces of the book before I just dive right into an audiobook only read. So I decided not to do Crescent City and picked up Project Hail Mary. And I was nervous because I typically do not like sci-fis. They are not my favorite. I'm definitely not, that's not the genre that I gravitate toward, that I typically enjoy. So I was nervous, but I have heard so many people say that Project Hail Mary is such a good book that I was like, you know what, it's 17 hours. I'll just go ahead and give it a try. I have it. Let me just listen to it. Oh my God, it is so good. I picked it up this morning on my way into work. I am already 60% through this book. I listened to it pretty much the entire time during my work day today because luckily I had no meetings just about, so I was able to have that on in the background. There were quite a few instances where I had to like rewind because my mind got sidetracked to my work and I didn't think and hear what actually would happen. So I did have to go back and forth quite a few times today during work, but it was so good. I am going to be picking up that book at Barnes & Noble, I think this weekend, because I feel like I just need it. So what surprised me is it's a sci-fi, and I did not expect it to be as funny as it is. It is so funny. Like there's just pieces of humor in there that you just don't expect, and it's right off the bat. Like within the first like 3 chapters, I was already laughing several times. And it was just like the little things that happened. It was just so funny. And it reminded me at the very beginning, and it still kind of does, of Castaway. It's like Castaway, where you have the main character is kind of like talking to himself, and you hear him like talking through like what's going on, and I can't believe this. Like he's just talking to himself because he's literally the only person. So essentially, the main character wakes up on a spaceship. He has no idea who he is. He has no idea why he's there. He has no idea what is going on. And slowly, like, his memories are coming back. He's putting pieces together, and he's slowly kind of figuring out what the purpose of him being there is, and like these huge implications of what he has to do and how it's going to impact the world. And so it is so good. It's so entertaining. I cannot wait to listen to it again tomorrow. I will finish it tomorrow because if I'm already 60% through on one day, I'm going to finish it today or tomorrow. And I'm really interested to see if I'm going to want to pick up The Martian. I do plan on wanting to watch, because I think there's a movie. I'm pretty sure there's a movie on Project Hail Mary. I'm probably going to end up watching that also tonight. I may end up picking up The Martian, which is written by the same author. It's another sci-fi, and that was also a movie. And yeah, I'm curious to see if all of his like sci-fi books are not super seriously sci-fi. I want to have just not a serious sci-fi. So let me see. I'm pretty sure Project Hail Mary. It's a 2020. It's coming out. Ooh, it's gonna come out in March of 2026. I'm so excited. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not so excited that I can't watch it yet, but I am excited that it's coming out. Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch all these trailers now. Actually, no, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. I'm not gonna watch the trailers until after I get done with the book, because I would assume that the trailers aren't going to spoil the book, but I don't want to take a chance. So, well, that's exciting. Okay, so now I have to wait till March of 2026 to watch Project Hail Mary. And I'm actually really excited that I decided to pick this up now. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to finish that book tonight. I'm not going to finish that book tonight. I'm going to finish the book tomorrow. And then we'll have to see if I decide to listen to The Martian, because I don't have any other audiobooks after that. I just don't have anything planned is the problem. Like I don't want to read my physical TBR. It's also, what is today? It is also July the 30th, and I only have like one more day of the month. And then I do have a plan for my August TBR, which is going to start on Friday. So I can't wait to start my book on Friday. I mentioned it earlier. I'll talk about that when Friday comes in, or whenever Friday comes around. I'll talk about the book that I'm going to start, because I will finish Madness by Friday. That will 100% happen. And then on Friday I'm going to start my new book. But I will need to find an audiobook. I just don't know what audiobook I want to read after Project Hail Mary. I don't know if I don't have The Martian. That one has a lot of really good ratings though. Oh, and on the audiobook it says highly rated by listeners for compelling survival narrative, witty protagonist humor, realistic scientific events, and emotional storytelling. I like the witty protagonist humor. Does that mean it's going to be funny also, just like this one is? Do I want to use one of my credits for The Martian for my next audiobook? It was narrated by Will Wheaton. We'll think about it. I have a feeling that's going to be my next audiobook, but we'll wait until I get finished with this one and see how I feel. But that is my check-in for Wednesday night. I'm going to sit here for the next hour and a half or so and read some more of Madness. And we're starting to really get to the juicy pieces of the storyline now. In that book, you're finding out what's going to happen with Hayden and Charlotte / Annabelle and kind of all the other characters that we see. So I'm really excited to see what's actually going to happen and what's going to go down. So I'm going to go jump into my book, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow.
At my door, telling me there is more waiting for me. Whoa.
Okay, Friday check-in. I did not do a check-in yesterday, but I do have a clip from Thursday. I was still reading Madness, which is book 6 of the Lord series, but I didn't get to record anything because I was also watching football. Yesterday was the Hall of Fame game, the first game of this season, and I had to watch it. Even though it wasn't my team, still had to watch it. I love football, so it did not get me recording a clip, but I was reading Madness while I was watching the game after I realized it was going to be a blowout game. So I didn't get anything for Thursday, but I'm back. It's Friday, and I minutes ago just finished Madness, and I will say this is my favorite. I love Hayden. It's not a 5-star. I'm not gonna give it 5 stars, but it's like a 4.5, 4.75. It is so good. I will say I was not expecting to cry. I cried yesterday. I had tears, wetness happening on my face. It was so good. There were quite a few twists and things that I was not prepared to learn in this book. It was so good. I cannot wait for the next book. I'm really curious if this is going to be Cash's book or Adam's book, because at the end of this book, Cash kind of disappears. Adam is doing his thing. So I think the next step is going to be Cash's book, and then Adam is going to be the finale. So I'm thinking the next book is going to be Cash's book, which I would not be mad about because I adore Cash as well. So regardless, I have enjoyed every single one of the Lord series with the exception of Colton's. Not really my favorite. Really love Hayden's book though. But now that this is done, I can start the book that I'm so excited to start. And I have it downloaded on my Kindle already. I've had it for quite a while. I don't have the cover. I'll put it up on the screen. But the book that I'm going to be reading is Manacled. I've had this downloaded from AO3 back in November of 2024. So I randomly was on, I think TikTok, or it must have been TikTok. And on a TikTok that I stumbled across, someone had said that Manacled was going to be taken off of AO3 in December 2024, but didn't say why. I assumed it was because it was going to be published. That would be the only thing I could think of. So I went ahead, downloaded it off of AO3, and so I'm finally getting around to reading it because in September, Alchemized, this book, is also going to be it's going to be published. I have already pre-ordered it, and this one is essentially manacled, but it's been scrubbed from having any reference to Harry Potter because obviously the author is not J.K. Rowling, cannot publish a book about Harry Potter when you're not the author. So it's been scrubbed and replaced with brand new characters. But I want to read the original. So I am reading Manacled. I love Harry Potter. I have quite a few Harry Potter toys and decorations and things like that. I have all of the books, obviously. I've read all the books. I've watched all the movies. I really, really, really do love Harry Potter, and I'm so excited to read this. However, that being said, I am scared to read this because, one, people love this book. The Hermione, Draco, Malfoy thing is very real, and so I'm afraid I'm not going to like it. And then two, I also have not read Handmaid's Tale, nor have I seen the TV show. I know this book, and even in the content warnings, the author does reference that this it has a bunch of triggers. It's got heavier topics. It's not a typical Harry Potter book. It's not a, young adult middle grade book. So it's very concerning, but it also there's a reference in the author's note after the warning. It says that the initial inspiration of this plot occurred when watching the first episode of The Handmaid's Tale. In homage, whatever, there are elements of it maintained throughout the story. So yeah. It also has a warning that this work is dark. Rape, non-consensual sex are a significant and ongoing aspect of the plot. There's also character death, psychological trauma, descriptions of battlefield violence, and references to torture. Reader discretion is advised. So, I am going to be reading this book next. This is going to be part of my August TBR, so that way I can finish this in August, and then in September, when Alchemized comes out, I can read it and kind of have it fresh in my mind so I can see the differences between the two books, and I'm so excited. So this is going to be my next read. It's going to be Manacled, and I am so excited to dive into it. So I'm about to start it and see all about Hermione, the trauma she's going to endure with Draco, and all the stuff that's about to happen back in Harry Potter's world.
If I